Hey, I'm Timo.
And I'm Jason.
And we are blogging out today about
gay TV characters. Ones that we think are influential,
or significant,
groundbreaking,
or just entertaining. Well, I personally think we should start with the big gay duo of...
Will and Grace?
Sure.
Of course you mean Will and Jack.
Yes. Jack Macfarland, I think, is one of the most iconic gay characters in modern television. I think most everybody knows who he is, gay or straight.
Right. Well, they both have like different dynamics. Like, of course, Jack is very flamboyant, and Will is slightly less so.
Will was a lot more like I was at the time, especially in the first couple of seasons. He was much more sort of like reserved. He was a control freak, anally retentive lawyer, and neat freak, and that kind of stuff. And he didn't become a screaming queen until I think later when they started to, how all sitcoms kind of go off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, because they go on too long.
Obviously, the whole significance of Will and Grace was the fact that it was a totally gay-oriented and themed show that was on primetime television for 8 seasons.
And it made gay normal and mainstream.
So I don't think that we could do a list like this without talking briefly about some of the characters, like, historically speaking. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Soap.
It's been a while.
Billy Crystal played a gay character for the entire show. And I mean, 1977, I mean, that's almost crazy when you think about it. It was that long ago that it was like before the AIDS crisis. Like, gay rights were sort of swinging in this way, and then the AIDS crisis sort of dropped everything off and it had to grow back to where it was. And then it seems like it's not until like the 90s, really, that there's something more. Spin City had a gay character. His name is Carter Haywood. And I think what's significant about Carter is that it's not significant at all that he's gay.
Right.
And they're all working for the governor or the mayor or whatever he is.
Mayor.
And this one just happens to be gay.
Yeah, it's just completely normal.
Totally love that. 1994 has like 2 interesting sort of points to mention. The first one isn't really a gay character as much as he is sort of a gay TV personality. And that is Pedro Zamora, who was on The Real World San Francisco. He was sort of the first openly gay, openly HIV positive personality that had been on television.
That's like right smack in the middle of my high school, and that's my generation. That's
right.
Exposed a lot of my generation to that being normal.
It sort of put a human face on it.
Right.
It
put a real human face on it.
Exactly.
He was a real guy.
So also in 1994 is Wilson Cruz's character on My So-Called Life, which is Ricky Vasquez, and he was like out and gay and on the show. This character of Ricky Vasquez totally paved the way for somebody like Kurt from Glee. Yeah. I remember an episode of Glee, and I really don't care for the show, but this episode did stick out to me when Kurt comes out to his father.
Yes.
Really well handled, really interesting. Glee has sort of been a significance to me, and the reason why I would list Kurt on this is because Glee is far more mainstream than My So-Called Life ever was.
Right.
I don't think we could have a list like this without talking about the US version of Queer as Folk. Obviously the British version I know you have strong opinions on.
Yes. I think it's way better.
And the character that I would sort of pick out of Queer as Folk, of the US Queer as Folk, to talk about is Brian Kinney. And I think he is significant because he's the first time I remember a gay character who wasn't trying to find a boyfriend and settle down in a house with 2.5, kids and a white picket fence and all of that kind of heteronormative stereotypes. Brian Kinney's character, like he makes no excuses for who he is. He says, I do the drugs, I hook up for sex, I fuck, I do what I want, and I don't ask anybody to accept me, I do it, and he's just there, he's in your face, and you don't have to fucking like it, but we're here, and we're not straight, and we're not like you, but we still deserve to be recognized and accepted.
Right. Yeah, and of course his British counterpart, Stuart Jones, was very much the same way.
Right.
Even towards the end took it to a far more militant level.
Yeah, so tell us if we forgot anybody.
We forgot somebody.
I'm sure we did.
We forgot Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh my God, we forgot Ellen. Ellen, we apologize.
Ellen is significant because, well, she came out on her show and in her personal life around the same time.
Yeah, that was huge.
That was huge, and what happened was it basically just ended the show and destroyed her career.
So again, like Pedro, she's not a character as much as she's become a TV personality.
She's the one that kind of combined TV characters and real life personas.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it was almost deliberately done so because like she came out on Oprah in real life, and then in the show when her character came out, Oprah was her therapist on the show.
Yeah.
So there was like a deliberate attempt to say, look, these shows affect real life. And when we depict gay issues and gay lifestyles in popular culture, it has an effect on society.
Right. And it's a reflection of society. And hopefully where it's heading.
Yep, definitely. So tell us who else besides Ellen that we might have missed. Tell us who you think is significant.
Some of your favorite gay characters on TV.
Like, comment,
Subscribe.
subscribe,
And we'll be around.
we'll be around.
Bye.
Bye.